Good morning, my dear students. 11th grade students, welcome to your English class. So for today we are going to start with the explanation of this class, and I ask you to pay attention to all the instructions that I am going to be giving to you in this video. But before that, I would like to tell you that I'm really glad to have this class with you again. I have missed you a lot, and in this case it is important for you to take into account that this is a different way of learning, and we are going to be learning in here not only having activities, but also we are going to have some interaction with our virtual classes. And for that reason, I ask you to stay at home and take care of you and your family as well. Okay, my dear students, so it's very good, nice for me to see you again through this camera, through this video. Okay. My dear students, mis queridos estudiantes, bienvenidos a esta clase virtual. Es un gusto para mí poderles compartir este video y estar en contacto con ustedes a través de este video. Recuerden que al terminar el video vamos a conectarnos a nuestra clase virtual a través de Skype. Había pensado hacerlo a través de Zoom, pero la mayoría de ustedes tienen Skype, por lo tanto yo les enviaré el link de acceso al grupo o al chat grupal en Skype. Okay, so for that reason we are going to start with this explanation, and I am going to let you know what are the activities that we are going to do in here. So we are going to start working in our Prepare 7 students book, and we are going to continue in Unit 14. And this is the description of tasks that you are going to be doing during this class. Okay, so let's start with number 1. This is for number 1. This is the first activity that you are going to do. Watch this video and take notes in your notebooks. It is important that you take notes. Especially if you have any doubt, please let me know in the end of the video when we get together in our virtual class. Okay, so let's continue with number 2. This is the activity number 2. When this video finishes, join to my class in Skype. Follow the link posted in Edmod. Okay, so number 3, the third task that you are going to be doing here is on your Prepare 7 students book, go to pages 80 and 81 and develop the vocabulary and reading task. Number 4, for number 4, you are going to be working in the grammar exercises. For that, go to pages 82 and develop the exercises, including the vocabulary section, second part. Okay, so in number 5, and this is the last activity that we are going to do today, it is your independent work. For that, develop the reading exercises on page 80 and the grammar exercises that are on page 161. And when you're done with this, send it back to me until Wednesday 6 p.m. through Edmod. Okay, very good. So those are all the instructions that you need to know in order to take this class, online class. And now I am going to continue with the next section. In the next section, I am going to explain you the reported speech tense. Okay, so for that reason, let's continue with this. Okay, dear students, in this section, I am going to explain you something about reported speech. And in this part, what I'm going to do is a general review of reported speech, and I am going to also mention in which cases it is not necessary to change the grammatical tense. Okay, so let's start with this explanation. First of all, we have the general rule, and it says that we usually change the tense or reported speech verbs when the reporting verbs, for example, say and ask, are in a past tense. Let's see some examples in here. In direct speech, we have this example. Pay attention to this. I've been swimming for an hour. And in the reported speech, we have the same sentence, but in this way. He said he'd been swimming for an hour. As you can see in this part, this is the direct speech sentence, and it is in present perfect continuous. Okay? And when we are reporting, this is in past perfect continuous. What I mean in here is, cuando nosotros vamos a reportar una oración, cualquier oración en cualquier tiempo gramatical, si el verbo que utilizamos para reportar, en este caso said, está en pasado, normalmente nosotros tenemos que cambiar el tiempo gramatical. Por ejemplo, aquí estaba en presente perfecto continuo o progresivo. Como el verbo que nos ayuda a reportar está en pasado, tenemos que cambiar también el tiempo gramatical. Okay, so let's see another example in here. We have for direct, we have this one. What will you do? ¿Qué harás? Let's see in reported. She asked what I would do. The same. Lo mismo. Esta pregunta está en futuro. Cuando vamos a reportar, el verbo asked es el verbo que nos ayuda para reportar, está en pasado, como ustedes pueden ver, tiene la ed, está en pasado, por lo tanto es necesario que hagamos el cambio del tiempo gramatical. Acá teníamos will, y ustedes saben que will en directa a reported pasa a would. Okay, very good. So this is the general rule that we have in reported speech. Esa es la regla general que tenemos para reported speech. But now I am going to tell you the exceptions that we have here. Okay, and for that reason I am going to show you this. Let's see. Exceptions. We do not change the tense in the next cases. So pay attention to the two cases that we have that we don't change the tense of the verb. Okay, so pay attention in here. When the reporting verb is past tense, but the reported events are not past. Okay, so let's read it again. We do not change the tense in the next case when the reported verb is past tense, but the reported events are not past. Nosotros no cambiamos el tiempo gramatical cuando el verbo que nos ayuda a reportar, en este caso said y asked, están en pasado, pero los eventos que nosotros estamos reportando no son pasados, o sea, continúan en el presente. Let's see these examples. Direct speech. I'm going with you this evening. Yo voy con ustedes esta noche o esta tarde. In reported speech, it is like this. He said he is going with us this evening. Miren, está reportando algo que se dijo, el verbo que nos ayuda a reportar está en pasado, pero el evento que está reportando sigue siendo futuro. ¿Listo? Entonces no se cambia el verbo. Miren, I'm going, he is going. Yo voy a ir con ustedes esta tarde y para reportar sería, él dijo que él va a ir con nosotros esta tarde. No cambia. Let's see another example in this case. What time will you be home? ¿A qué hora estarás en casa o llegarás a casa? In reported speech, she asked what time will be home. Ella preguntó que a qué hora estaremos en casa. ¿Ok? Lo mismo, the same. Aquí tenemos el reporting verb, el verbo que nos ayuda a reportar en pasado, pero el evento de la pregunta que ella nos hizo continúa siendo y no es pasado. Entonces no tenemos que reportarlo en pasado, sino en el mismo tiempo. Will be, will you be. No cambiamos will por would en este caso. Okay? Very good. And let's see the last exception. This is the other exception that we have in here. Pay attention to the example. We do not change the verb when the reported verb is in past tense, but the events reported are true for any time. Nosotros no cambiamos el tiempo gramatical cuando the reporting verb, los verbos que nos ayudan a reportar como tell and say, están en pasado, como en este caso, pero que los eventos que estamos reportando son verdaderos para cualquier tiempo. Let's see this example. Direct speech. The traffic is bad on Fridays. And in reported speech is, he told me the traffic is bad on Fridays. El tráfico es malo los viernes. Cuando vamos a reportar eso, miren, el reporting verb está en pasado. Él me dijo que el tráfico es malo los viernes. ¿Por qué no cambiamos? Porque esta situación, este evento de que el tráfico sea pesado durante los fines de semana, continúa siendo verdadero, tanto cuando se lo dijo, que fue en este tiempo, de igual manera en el tiempo que se lo reportó. Por eso ustedes miran que aquí está is y acá continúa siendo is. Okay, let's see another example in here. For direct speech. You can play football well. Tú puedes jugar fútbol bien. She said, in reported speech, she said that you can play football well. La misma situación. Cuando esto se menciona, está en presente, tú puedes jugar fútbol muy bien, y cuando van a reportar, a pesar de que el reporting verb esté en pasado, la oración continúa siendo en presente, no cambia en el tiempo, porque la habilidad de jugar fútbol sigue estando en ese momento. Okay, so for that reason, this is the explanation that I have in here for you. So I hope you enjoyed this video a lot. So thank you so much. Now we are going to continue with the instructions in the next section. In this part of the video, I am going to give you the instructions about the work that you are going to do in the Prepare 7 Students book. So let's go to Unit 14. The title of this unit is Getting There, and the page that we are going to be working on is, let me check, yes, is page 80. So for that reason, let's go to that page in your Prepare 7 Students book, and we are going to develop the following exercises. As always, as you already know, in the first part we have the vocabulary exercises, and in this time we are going to learn phrasal verbs. The vocabulary for this unit is phrasal verbs. Okay, in this part we have a very creative way of learning the phrasal verbs, and what we are going to do in point number 1 is try to look at the different sentences. We are going to read them. If you don't know the meaning of some of these phrasal verbs, maybe you can go to the end of this book and you are going to find out the meaning of these phrasal verbs. Otherwise, you can check them up in on internet, online, and it is going to be useful for you. In this part, you can read these sentences. We have 12 sentences, and you are going to match these sentences to the pictures, and we have these pictures. Okay, all of these pictures, you have 12 sentences and we have 12 pictures as well, and it is going to help you understand better the meaning of these phrasal verbs. In this section, we are not going to be working with the listening exercises because you don't have the audio in here, but we are going to continue with the reading section. Remember that for the reading section, it is important that you have it is important to know that you have the questions in this part, but the article is on page 81. This is the article that you have in here, and taking into account the information that you have in here, you are going to answer the questions that you have in the last page, in this page. Okay, so remember that you need to answer these questions, because in the end of this video I am going to ask you, or I am going to give you the instructions about what activities you need to hand in Edmodo. Okay, so let's continue with the explanation of the activities. Let's go to page 83. This is page 83. Excuse me, page 82. This is the page 82. Okay, and in this section, it is related with the grammar exercises, and the grammar that we are going to check in here is reported speech. Remember that all the explanation that I gave you in the video before, it is going to be it is going to be useful in order to answer the questions in here. So with the information that I already gave you in the video, you can answer point number 1 and develop these exercises. And if you have any doubt, you can go to the grammar reference on page 161. Over there, you are going to have some extra information, and maybe you are going to have some doubts. And please take notes, and when we are going to get together in our class, we are going to answer all of those questions. And after that, with the information that you have, try to choose the correct words in this part, develop point number 2. Okay, so what you are going to choose is these ones. For example, in here, you are going to say if the right answer is hasn't or hadn't, if it is in present or if it is in past. The same in here, if it is, or if the right answer is it was. The same in here, learn and have learned. Okay, and you are going to continue with this exercise here. Also, you are going to develop this corpus challenge, and this is going to be for you. Find the mistake and correct it. Let's continue with the next point number 3. We are in here. Complete the reported speech sentences, and you are going to complete these ones. That's it. You have 5 sentences in here, and you are going to complete the reported sentences. This is direct speech, and this is reported speech. Direct speech, reported speech. Okay, you are going to complete this. And also, we are going to finish this unit in this activity. We are going to finish this class with vocabulary exercises. This is the second part, and you are going to be learning reporting verbs. You are going to develop this section as well. And finally, you are not going to do this listening exercise because remember that you don't have the audio. But in this part, you are going to do the point number 3. It says, complete the second sentence so that it has a similar meaning to the first sentence using the word given. Use between 2 and 5 words. Okay, so this is for vocabulary. We already have done some of these exercises in class, and you are going to do it as well in here. You need to complete these words and these blanks with a word that means the same than this one. Deben completar este espacio con una palabra que esté relacionada con esta palabra y que signifique lo mismo. Okay, so very good. So this is the end of this exercise. Don't forget to go to Edmodo and pay attention to the instructions that I am going to be giving to you there, because it is important that you get the link in order to join my virtual class. It could be through Zoom or Skype. I think it is going to be through Skype, and we are going to have some time there. Okay, so for that reason, pay attention to all the instructions that I am going to be giving to you there. So thank you so much.